Hello and welcome to another Puzzling Time video. Now in this video I want to show you how to tackle a complicated packing problem, but one that involves logic. So I'm going to do a solve video, which is unusual for this channel, but I'm going to do it because this is an IPP exchange gift from James Kerley called The Wall. So it's not a puzzle that's kind of out there and readily available for people to purchase. So it might be a nice one to kind of look at and give you some ideas of how to go about a solve like this. I have solved this before, but I want to talk you through more the logic of how I solve these kind of problems. The basic premise of the problem is to put all 35 pieces, so there's 5 different pieces with each shape on, so I'm going to have 7 different pieces laid down, and on top of each layer of those 5 layers I will have like diamonds on top of diamonds, circles on top of circles, etc. And I'll see those all the way through the wall. So starting this puzzle off, quick spoiler break here. Starting this puzzle off, the first thing you should notice is what constraints do I have. One thing that jumped out to me when I was separating these into the piles is I have this piece here which actually got 2 cutouts on. It's got a cross and a slanted cross like that. So that piece gives me a few indications. One, it tells me how close these crosses are going to be in the final build, but also tells me that this blank piece with no cutouts must go down at the same time as this one. So that's quite an interesting constraint. The other constraints are these cutouts down here on the bottom. Now, when I'm putting this together, the first thing I want to look at is there any constraint that stops me putting certain pieces in here? For example, could these octagons go down there? And no, there's no consistent way of putting the octagon pieces down here in the corner. In fact, when you look around, there aren't many pieces at all that will fit down here and give me kind of a consistent place of where their shape, their cutout, ends up. One that does is the diamonds. When I put the diamonds in, I can see that I've got this diamond shape, second on the left, second on the left, second on the left. That's true for all of them. So I actually know that for my 5 pieces, that they will make the first piece there. So I have effectively got 5 of my 35 pieces already in place. What I then need to do is look at what's going to match up. So again, we're looking for constraints, we're looking for strange shapes. These cutout shapes here. And there aren't many that kind of give this kind of step shape. It didn't necessarily have to be a step shape, but I realised that when I was looking at this, there's a few step shapes, or W's if you like, with the extra piece on the bottom. And when I put them in, you know, they don't really go in a sensible way, except for this piece here. And what I like about this piece is, if you look at it, it's 4 to the right and 1 up, so it's kind of 4-1 vector. And if I look at my other pieces, is it possible to do that with these other pieces? And actually it is. It's possible to find at least one orientation for each piece where that works. It might need a little bit of manipulation, a little bit of trial and error, but you can get these pieces nicely matched up. So let's see if we can fit these together. I've solved this in the past, but I haven't solved it for a while, so I may make a mistake. Can't seem to, that's not going to go there. I won't be able to solve all of these pieces. That seems to go there. As we can see, actually that fits in nicely. And finally, these last 2 I'm going to put to a side. I'm not sure how they go in just yet. But again, I've got a couple more pieces now on my next layers. Then I've got this strange cutout. It's a bit easier to be able to fill this cutout. I could put this L shape in there. However, this L shape causes me an issue in that to get this square in the same place, I leave a blank. So this L shape can't go there. The only other piece that fits in is this. And again, it's just about being consistent. Can I always get this star shape next to an octagon? I can't, but if I turn it around, this is possible. So I've now got a setup where I can see where 3 of my shapes are going to be. And I'm going to use the diamonds, the octagons and the stars. So let's see if I can utilize the rest of my diamonds and octagons. That's too large. That could fit in, I suppose. It'd be better if I overlay some of these. So I need a diamond that's right on the edge. So the only one that would fit in would be this one. So let's park that there. This one, that's quite a unique shape. Do I have a diamond that does that shape? I do. I have this shape here, so that's another layer with 3 pieces now in place. This was a diamond, and that can go there, which means that's the circle, so that's another layer that started. So my final layer seems to have an issue. Right, so can I get these 3 pieces in? I can only get them in this kind of strange, in fact even that doesn't work. Maybe that could be substituted out and this substituted in. And you'll notice what I've got down here is a shape with 6 missing. Maybe we can't see that. Let me take this layer out. It's difficult with all these pieces to make it clear what I'm doing. If we put these in, we've got this cutout. So not only do I know that that blank piece must go in there, but I also know that this piece is definitely going to go into this pattern. So the only pieces I'm left for this pattern would be 1 square and 1 circle. So I can almost kind of trial and error this a little bit. One of the things I do notice with my squares is that all the squares are in the corner, which makes me think that wherever I put these squares in, it's going to be in the corner like that. And a little bit of trial and error. May have got lucky here. That seems to work. That seems to be a nice layer laid out there. So let's see if we can find another one. I like this one again because of the constraints. As you can tell, it's difficult to remember puzzles like this, but you can use logic to kind of resolve them. And the only piece that's going to fit in is obviously going to be this circle there. A little bit harder again up here. Now I need a cross, vertical cross, that's right in the corner. So I have this piece, that's the only one. And then I need a diagonal cross. That's the only one that'll fit in there. And there's that long L-shaped piece I looked at. So that's my second layer complete. I'm going for kind of, you know, the odder shapes the better, because they're the ones that it'll be easier for me to identify. So again, we have this cutout constraint down here, and it's going to have a circle on it. Maybe this one's not so easy to spot. I'll come back to that. If I don't see things straight away, I'll come back to them. It's not a problem. Can be a bit finicky, this. Okay. Try this as our third layer. So I need the only pieces that will fit are these ones. Does that fit all the way up? That does fit all the way up. Lots of options for my next pieces. That could fit in there. Can't see this fitting in. So there is going to have to be some trial and error, but it's about having a logical trial and error, not just trying every single piece. Again, I'm not really enjoying having this piece here, so that seems to fit in there, which means that's our circle piece. Let's keep this consistent. It should become a little bit easier now. I've only got a few pieces left to try and fit in. So we need it to be on the edge, so it's going to be this one, and then that makes it quite clear what our final square piece is. 2 layers to go. We know it's going to have to be this circle piece. Our square piece must be this one. That's our squared cross, sorry, that's our diagonal cross. Maybe that's not our diagonal cross. Maybe that was our diagonal cross. And then finally the last layer, which is one I struggled with before, should be fairly simple. Ah, I had this piece the wrong way around. Yes. So look, we came back to this. That's the long piece. And finally, we've got this mammoth 35 piece, 5 layer packing puzzle complete. And in fact, we've done that in about 15 minutes, maybe a little bit less. I think it took me about 15-20 minutes the first time round. A very logical packing puzzle, great fun, and hopefully that gives you a few ideas of how to tackle some of these packing puzzles yourself, where you get lots of pieces, pieces are a little bit constrained. I love puzzles like this. I like to work through the logic of it. Probably not my favourite type of puzzle, but certainly you know, very enjoyable to kind of sit down and enjoy doing with a cup of coffee. Okay, thanks for tuning in and watching another video. I'll speak to you all very soon. Bye for now.